Yes, Stars Like Fleas ended in a very dramatic and emotionally uncomfortable way. I lived in Brooklyn for maybe 12, 13 years, and at that point, it sort of just came to a place where I felt like I needed to get out. That was a pretty significant piece of closure for me. My wife wanted to leave. We moved upstate to New York to raise horses because that was her dream. I toured for a while with a few other bands, and when I was home, aside from helping out around the farm, I started making songs just to make myself happy that I did not intend to play for anybody else. And thought, well, I'll shut off all my internal censors, I won't overthink it, and I'll just make things that come out of, whatever it is rattling around inside of me that needs to come out. It's therapy, or it was therapy, and that's how it started. And I was as surprised as anybody about the sounds that actually came out. But that's sort of the origin of the project, in the most dramatic way I could say it.
vocal. But I don't wanna put the drugs set you free, and I'm here to recognize. I know a lot of heroes who never stop singing, but you already know. You asked for this, you made me compromise. You're not like this the last time. You keep on you alone, and down inside your cigarette. Carries you on there, you say. It's all I want to know. It's all I had to do for me. Those words I took on a tiny megaphone and on me. Fucking stop singing. I know that heroes who never stop singing, but you already know. You asked me this, you made me compromise. It's like I don't want to heal, but I don't wanna be. Stay with me, stay to recognize. It's with home. This wax I want to know. Why won't you carry on for me? If we are not outlaws, in fact the opposite, why won't you take it out of me?
I mean, I'm very proud of what I did with Stars Like Fleas, but I feel I got to a place where I felt like I had spent 10 years pushing people away and looking inward and not really trying to connect with the outside world. Rather, I felt like the way forward for me artistically was to kind of break everything down. And I think now I'm just trying to reintegrate the world back into myself a little bit. And I didn't really think about this in any kind of programmatic way, but when I started making music and the stuff that, when I started making some of the songs on the first Leverage Models EP and found myself really drawn to some sounds that I would have previously considered pretty cheesy stuff, pretty taboo. The first impulse is just to touch this thing that I know I'm going to get burned when I touch, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make something with a slap bass. I don't know why I want to do that, but suddenly I was really excited by those sounds. And then you start thinking after a while about why am I excited about those sounds that I didn't really take seriously before. And then also, why do I care? Why does it matter? Because it's just sound. But yeah, for me, the trick was trying after the initial kind of game of it or joke of it to try to integrate it into a song in a way that actually felt like myself, that felt good, that felt meaningful, that felt like it wasn't a joke. If I can't get past the joke or the cartoon that's associated with some of these sounds, then I kind of ditched it, because yeah, I'm very much not a fan of heavy-handed irony and nostalgia in music, and that's really kind of not what this is about for me. I think that I don't know why certain sounds and gestures come back around again and become exciting or interesting, but right now I'm interested in this kind of collapsed time, different production values sitting alongside each other that, come from different eras and different places. It's just making me excited about making songs again. But also, I just didn't really make, in the conventional sense, songs for a long time, because I thought that was pandering in some way, and I've kind of revised my thinking on that. I don't think about what I do right now so much along the lines of high art values anymore, which is all about confrontation and newness, and tearing things down, and generational warfare, and reinventing things. I think of it more as craft, which is about this cumulative sharing of kind of a shared language, and it doesn't have to be radically original. I'm not even sure that that's possible anymore in pop music, and I'm not sure that it's that important. I think something that kind of connects with people in the moment and maybe just shuffles things a little bit so they feel a little bit fresh is okay. I haven't worked it all out in my head. I'm just sort of working on intuition and what feels good right now, but
I'll catch how it goes. What
I've always been really drawn to pretty heavy collaboration. This was true with Stars Like Fleas too, just because I paint myself into a corner very easily. I'm pretty good at that, and I'll take something to its logical conclusion and hit a wall and feel like, oh, well, I'm a control freak, and if I control every aspect of something, it gets very boring very fast to me, and so I like people to come in and kind of throw me off center a little bit. And also, you go a little bit nuts after 6 months of an upstate winter only seeing, you know, horses and goats and your studio computer and your own face in the mirror. And so it feels that I need a couple of times a year to get out, to tour, to play with friends. As far as some people that you mentioned that are on the record, Sharon and Trevor, some other people, they're just all friends that I've made music with over the years that have been in my world. And when I started, I've worked with many people over the years that I respected a great deal, but weren't really friends, that I didn't really connect with. And when I started doing this and when I moved out of the city, I sort of promised myself never again. You know, the people I work with are going to be people that I love and understand and feel like understand and trust me. Trevor's definitely one of those people with some of the fretless and slap bass stuff that I was hearing in my head. I couldn't think of anybody else that both could pull it off and would do it for me. And, you know, to his credit, he trusted me enough that I would take the end result somewhere that he would be willing to put his name on. But it's all that. I mean, it's just working with friends. And yeah, I'm done with doing anything else. So the people that I work with are good human beings that I have a relationship and a past with. That's it.